The day has finally arrived. We can finally talk about those experimental arrows that we saw for oh so long from Easton. They are the all-new 5mm Easton 5.0. These arrows look incredible. I thought to myself, what is it that Easton hasn't done in the lineup for a while? And sure enough, the 5mm arrow hasn't been touched for a very, very, very long time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the axis, but they wanted to introduce another 5mm arrow, and in comes the Easton 5.0. Now, this is made in their standard 003 or the match grade 001. These are the match grades that I've got here. They come with a brand new micro light nock, which looks like a shorter profile nock, and they have a couple of different new components. You've got your standard insert running around 16 grains. You've got your brass insert, which is your 50 and 75 grains, and then you've got a match grade collar system that, depending on which one you choose, will go from 13 to 21 grains. I have chosen a new way of doing things because the other component that they came out with is a 5mm match grade half out, and this comes in 55 and 75 grains. So I went with the 55 grain. It's got an orange silicone ring to help with fitment. And what happens is, as you put this in the arrow and it is seated, the first half collar system is going to protect the end of your arrow, and the rest is going to stick out about half an inch, maybe a little bit less than that. So one thing to think about, if you cut your arrows to a certain length and you're using the new half outs, just subtract about half an inch. That's what I'm going to do. We'll see if it works out in my favor. I've got a dozen, but I'm doing 6 of them right now. So I normally cut these. In the past, I've cut them to 28. Then I went up to 29 to get a little bit more room on the shelf with broadheads, which was kind of the sweet spot for me. So I'm going to cut these down to 28.5 because I think with that added little bump out there, it's going to be perfect. So the shaft sizes are 200, 250, 300, 340, 400, and 500. The 200s are 10.6 grains per inch. The 250s are 9.5 grains per inch. The 300s are 8.4 grains per inch. The 340s are 7.5 grains per inch. The 400s are 6.8, and the 500s are 6.2. Easton 5.0s are 5mm high modulus lightweight carbon fiber with AccuCarbon construction with a new microlight 5mm nock. Available in both standard and match grade versions. 5mm hit insert is 16 grains. Match grade collar is 13 to 21 grains with a 5/16 field point. 5mm microlight nocks are 8 grains. 55 and 75 grain match grade half outs. Maximum front end durability and arrow protection with the half outs or with the collar system. I went with the 250 spine, which is 9.5 grains per inch. I am a 30-inch draw. The current bow I'm using is the Elite Ethos at 75 pounds. I am getting a new bow this year. It will be a 2025 flagship, and it will be 80 pounds. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. We're going to let that be a little bit of a suspense for another video, but throw down in the comments what you think I will be shooting for 2025. Interesting to hear your thoughts. So let's get to it. Let's cut these and get going. That easy. All down, same length. Now what we're going to do is clean the inside of the shafts. We'll weigh the shaft as it is, 9.5 grains per inch, cut down to 28.5, giving that leeway for the half out is 277 grains. So that's before the insert before the field point and everything else. So you want to use some Q-tips, and I'll show you why. On the inside of the shafts, it's going to be dirty. You're going to get carbon buildup from cutting the arrows. You don't want to leave that gunk in there. Just get the end of the Q-tip a little damp. Run your Q-tip through, clean it out. Now, some of you may be watching me do this and have a different way of doing it. That is perfectly fine. You do it however you want to do it. There are any number of ways to do this. You're also going to want to square the end of your arrow to make sure that you have a nice squared off surface before you start button up any inserts or half outs in there. With your half outs and inserts, you will get a little squaring stone. I've used this for years on all of my Easton arrows, and it works just fine to square off the end. You can also reverse the steps that we just did if you want to cut them and then square them and then clean them. That's perfectly fine as well. Again, totally up to you. It's always a good idea to use something like a mouse pad. That nice smooth surface makes it pretty straightforward and easy. So here we go with the very first brand new custom vanes, Caribou Media Outdoors custom vanes from Perth County Archery. I want to make sure that first crease is down. Oh, it looks nice. Sweet. Alright, so I'll just show you doing this with, I'll just do one arrow. I'm not going to have you sit through all six. With the max vanes, you have to use primer pen. There are other AAE vanes where you do not. But this one you definitely do. So just follow the steps that they tell you and you won't have a problem. And when you're doing this, obviously line up your vanes at the same spot. I always just do a check first. Back that up to 3, I think. There we go. Run your bead of glue. Not too much. If you do see some spilling over the side, just run a Q-tip, pick up the excess, flip to the next position, line up your vane in the same spot you had it before. Now when you're gluing in the inserts or the half outs, you can use the Easton epoxy. I think it's probably recommended. They recommend using the Easton epoxy. I have used Easton epoxy for years and I've never had an issue. Now I just use the same AAE Max Bond glue that I use with the vanes and it works just fine. I've never had an insert come out, but you do what you want. You build your arrows how you see fit. Totally up to you. I should have brought the heater out here. These are Easton match grade 125 grain field points. They look a lot nicer than other field points I've used in the past. Make sure you get the right threading to match your half out. So if you're using the 55 grain number 3, this is the 55 grade number 3 half out, which goes with the 250 spine. If you're using the 300s, I believe it's a number 2. Check the chart to make sure you're buying the right components to fit your inside diameter of your arrow. That is very important. Everything you need to know is on the website. So there we go. There is a perfectly fletched arrow. Looks beautiful. Now what I like to do is tipping and tailing, where you put a dab of glue on the tip and a dab of glue on the tail, and that just prevents anything from any of the ends from peeling up, which I've never really had an issue with ever. So all right, now we're going to glue in the insert. And if you are using the Max Bond stuff or some sort of super glue, you got to be pretty quick about it. In the end we go, over the top, boom. And that will create a ring of glue that you're going to want to get off. You can either wait, let it dry, and peel it off. I usually like just rubbing it off myself. Now, got the 125 grain head on the end. That will complete the arrow build, and that will bring my total arrow weight for this setup, the Easton 5.0s, cut to 28.5 with a 55 grain insert, 125 grain head. I've got a wrap and 3 AAE Max Stealth vanes, brings this arrow weight to 496 grains. Just want to take a quick break to talk to you about a couple of things that I've been using that I think might benefit you. One is this Numa Outdoors gear. This is in their Kaza OV pattern, which is great whitetail pattern when you're up in a tree in the fall and late season. They also have a Kaza pattern which has more green in it, which is good for spring through to the fall. Numa has given me a code to give to you of Caribou Media 20, which will save you 20% at checkout. Another product here that I've been using for years now is the Bulldog targets. This is a Canadian made target. They're made in Manitoba. They have a lifetime warranty. I've used that warranty twice now on a couple of my larger targets that are outside. It's very simple, very easy. These targets are 2-finger removal every single time, which is incredible. Field point only target. Bulldog's been gracious enough to give me a 20% discount code to give to you at checkout. Use code BD20-Caribou-Media. That'll save you 20% on these awesome targets. Now back to the show. Got a Bulldog target just off camera here. Throw a couple shots down range here. As you can see, there's no sight on this bow anymore. I'll be putting the proof on here in a later video. Take another one. So these are the new Easton 5.0 5mm arrows. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more videos like this. There's gonna be a whole lot more coming. A lot more stuff to talk about and show you, take you along with. If you're looking for arrows, check out eastonarchery.com for all of your archery needs. I'm very happy with these. I did buy these with my own money. For those of you who are curious and want to know, I love Easton. I've only ever shot Easton arrows. I will continue to do so. These are amazing, amazing products. Very happy with them. So check them out, and we'll see you on the next one.